Who do you see making it in the playoffs, Jack?
Bob, I'm going with the Red Sox in the AL East, the Tigers narrowly over the Indians in the Central. I like the Angels in the West, and I think the Yankees are your wild card team.
Now, is the news today, there's news out of Boston by the Boston Globe saying that Curt Schilling has a partial tear in his rotator cuff. He'll do rest and rehab and might not be ready until the All-Star break. Does that affect your thinking at all?
Anytime you lose a pitcher of his stature, yes, it affects what you're doing. But they have Wakefield, who is a guy who you can plug into the rotation. He's not Schilling, but he'll give you the innings, and Wakefield always seems to win in double digits. It's not going to affect my pick. I still think the Red Sox are the class of the American League. I think as a defending champion, somebody has to knock them off. I think that they're the team that's going to win it all again.
Bob, give me your thoughts. You agree?
What he said. I mean, I'm with Jack. Every pick is exactly the way I would go. Red Sox, Tigers, although actually I think the Tigers are going to have more of a comfort zone than Jack says. I don't think that is a class of the division. They may actually end up in the World Series, but right now I'll say they're going to win the division in the Central. And I like the Angels, and I'm going to take the Yankees as the wild card pick.
But you talked about knocking somebody off if they were the crown. How about the Cleveland Indians? They have the crown in the American League Central right now.
They do, and I like Cleveland. I like Sabathia leading that staff. You know, it used to be that the conventional wisdom was that the wild card would come out of the American League East. That's no longer the case when you have Cleveland in play and also Detroit. So you can say the Yankees, you know, Boston's obviously a team to beat. The Yankees, oh, that's okay, they'll get the wild card. You can't say that. Not with Cleveland, as good as they are, and certainly Detroit and the improvements they made.
Let's turn our attention now to the National League and who might be there when the dust settles. And in the National League East, with Santana on board now, Bob, do you think it's a slam dunk that the Mets win the East?
I wouldn't say a slam dunk. They are the team to beat. They are my favorites, but I wouldn't say a slam dunk. Look, the Phillies ran all over them last year, and psychologically they still have an advantage. But I now think with Santana they have the talent gap over everybody else. It's going to be a very exciting time in New York this year between the Yankees and the Mets. Look, the Mets may draw 4 million people, and the National League has never seen Santana before. He's going to eat them up, and it's going to make it uncomfortable for the Yankee hierarchy to see him win every 5 days. He's going to have that kind of season.
But, David, what do you think? Is there another challenger there in the East? The Braves, the Phillies, anybody?
I like the Phillies. I like the way they finished last year. I think Jimmy Rollins is a true team leader. They've got the chemistry. Something special. Something's going on in Philly, and we saw it last year. Certainly Santana's a balance changer. Certainly he could sway it back to the Mets, and probably has. But, you know, I wouldn't write off the Phillies.